From the depths of the internet, my podcast did arise. A trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. With their witty banter and infectious glee, they've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family, united by cigars, a brotherhood free. Invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. They've got the knowledge, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join the affair. The Cigar Loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail.
Hello and welcome to the Cigar Loons Podcast.
Is that right? Is that what this is?
Tonight is all about the Stallone lineup, which our guest will be here soon, hopefully. He's obviously running late. Our guest is Tony Barrios. He knows his horses, which is why these cigars right here are perfectly bred and expertly groomed.
He wrote
Just a fair warning, these cigars are smooth, but if you treat them with no respect, they will buck you.
I like it.
We're aiming for a relaxed evening here, so let's keep the puffing steady and the horseplay to a minimum, guys.
Yeah.
And I wonder who wrote that intro. Me.
AI as usual.
Yeah. That sounds
I love how you take credit. You take credit for all the things AI writes.
Hey, brother, I can do if I want to. But it's Tuesday, of course, and it is the Cigar Loons Podcast, and like Matthew said, we're just waiting on our guests from Stallone Cigars. And welcome, everyone. We hope you're all okay on this Tuesday evening, and hope you're smoking a great cigar. And Grumpy, shut up and sit in your corner.
He's showing off. He's showing off. I'm telling on him. He's showing off.
He's showing off, sir. He's showing off. He's being naughty, sir.
15-yard penalty. 15-yard
Hey, there's no penalty for showing the beautiful quality that we've been hand delivered.
You know something?
By our USPS.
Yeah,
but you got to go into that, ain't you, with what Tony sent out to the three of us, and of course mine is sitting at Matthew's. The generosity that he sent
Oh yeah.
With, of course, the lighter,
No
the
doubt, man.
cigars, and
Yeah.
everything. Wow, what a package! And I'm just shocked. I'm shocked over the lighter. And of course, guys, show the audience the lighter that you've had. Of course, from Tony. What a gorgeous looking lighter!
Yeah.
It is.
It is. I'll let it's upside down, man. Turn it over.
It's not. It is, but it's not.
See,
Is that better?
it is
Can you
though.
read
It's
it?
beautiful though. It you have to have it turned just right to see that. It's very very yeah. But yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful. I got mine laying right over here in the box.
Yeah, it's my one of my new favorite lighters for sure. Absolutely it's in my EDC now.
Well,
I really like it.
All I can say is I'm so glad there's dry January that I did with cigars is over and done with. 6 weeks without a cigar. Holy moly, I was going crazy.
Yeah, tell us how that went.
Oh, it didn't go very good.
We know how that went.
We know it didn't go very good. Yeah. Guys saw the porcelain toilet with the very first cigar, so that sums it up. There's, the nicotine rushed me and kicked my ass. Like a horse years ago. And you know something, when I was 16, now, of course, I was working at stables and stuff, and this kind of intertwines with, of course, Tony joined us tonight, and worked with a lot of stallions and stuff, and one was called Junior, and dang, that horse kicked me like the nicotine kicked me this morning, and it's like, shit. Yeah. And you know something, I've got a fear of horses. I absolutely petrified of them. I am.
Really?
For the amount of times I've been kicked by them and bit by them, I've got a fear of them.
I can imagine.
Spooking them off. Jeez, and you don't mean to spook them. But you spook a horse and, they are batshit crazy. They are. But I absolutely love them. They're lovely animals, don't get me wrong. Lovely animals they are. And as we know with Tony, of course, he does a lot with horses. And the whole brand, of course, with the horses. And I believe tonight there's the guys are smoking, of course, the Cowboy series of cigars. So while we're waiting for Tony to come, guys, why don't you mention about the cigar that you're smoking tonight while we're waiting for Tony?
Yeah.
Arrive?
So tonight I am smoking the Castaño San Andres. This is a San Andres wrapper around Nicaraguan binder and fillers. It's a box press. I believe it might be a Robusto. Might be a little. I don't know.
Yeah, I would
exactly.
say. Yeah.
It's
What
a.
I'd call them.
So far, I just lit it up, and I'm only about a quarter of an inch into it. I would call it medium to full. Got a little bit of pepper, nice earthy quality. I've got some leather, a little bit of cocoa, but super enjoyable so far.
Yeah.
And these are all, let me just run down the list here. We have all of the cigars of the Cowboy series that he currently has on his website anyway.
Yep.
He sent to us, and that would include the Tostado Maduro, the Alazin Habano,
Yep.
the Palomino, Connecticut,
Yep.
the Zino Broadleaf.
I think it's Zeno,
And
not Zino. Zeno.
okay, Zino.
Same.
Zeno. Zeno.
I think it's classed the same as how Davidoff pronounced their Zeno.
Okay.
The same.
Zeno, but what do I know?
Yeah.
And then we have the one that Grumpy is smoking tonight as well.
Mm.
That is
Did you get the
Alazin
Did you get the
Corojo.
Did you get the Negro in there? The dark Maduro, the Negro.
We got a Maduro.
That one's just called Tostado Maduro.
Is that what that one is? What we got?
Because no, that one is that one's the broadleaf. That one's the broadleaf.
No. Broadleaf is the one called broadleaf.
Sure?
Zano.
Yeah.
That's the broadleaf.
Because I know he's got the Negro, which is of course the dark Maduro, and I like the picture.
That might be a non-cowboy.
That might not be in the Cowboy Service.
Yeah.
So Grump, about this cigar you're smoking, bro. While we're waiting for Tony to arrive.
Oh, well, I have the Alizane. I guess it's Alizane, Allegheny, however you pronounce it. Oh, I'm not real familiar with that either, but it's the Corojo, and you may not be able to tell it under my illustriously low class light, but this Corojo wrapper, Brazilian Corojo, it has a red tint to it. You know, it has kind of a, I wouldn't say like it's kind of a cayenne kind of red, like a deeper dark.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got a very, very light red tint to it. Nutty, leathery, and of course I'm just into it a little bit, but it's got some spice to it. Not overly. It's I'd go medium to full with it, but it's not overbearing. You know, it's even got some creaminess to it. You know, on the back end.
Well, of course, as we know, with the whole name of Stallone Cigars, it's not Stallone. Basically, nothing to do with Sylvester Stallone. And Stallone means, of course, in Italian, stallion, basically. And you only got to look at the band. I think the whole band situation of the horse on the band sticks out to tell you about the cigar. And even just looking through their website when I was having a read up about Tony, of course, with him breaking horses in and the whole thing of being a cigar maker, cowboy riding, and you're like, wow, what a story there of blender, owner of the company, and then he's got this passion for horses and what he does with horses and stuff. So yeah, and like I say, you've only got to look at the cigars. Of course, he's got the Cowboy shoes, he's got the Mustang, the Pony, and go on, Matthew, correct me on the other one that I messed up on.
Oh, the Clydesdale.
The Clydesdale, of course, the big horse that looks like a Shire horse, I would say.
Yes.
But yeah, and very nice looking cigars, and something there for everyone in their portfolio. Of course, from medium, light to medium to full, and then the full bodied. You've got something there for everything. But of course, we are just waiting for Tony to arrive, so we do apologise to everyone that's watching there on Rumble, Instagram, and also on YouTube. But we do get these now and again where our guest is either busy or they're having a technical issue trying to get into us. Because I believe he's out in Nicaragua, isn't he? Is that where he's based, Nicaragua, or is he over in the States?
I thought he was in New Jersey, but I could be wrong.
But as we know,
be wrong.
The cigars are made, of course, in Nicaragua. They are, and it's interesting. You've only got to look at some of the tobaccos that he's using, of course, with the Corojo Basilia wrapper on Grumpy's and different things that he's using.
Yeah.
He's mixing with some pretty decent tobacco and really aged tobacco. And I believe every cigar in the Cowboy series is 5 years aged tobacco. It is, from what I read today. So that's off the top of my head. And I can't wait to smoke the cigars.
Right off the top of your head, it's shiny.
Hallelujah. That's my ring. It's not my devil horns tonight.
That's good. That's good. We need to keep the devil horns at bay more often.
Yeah, really.
I
could invite people then.
Did the two of you guys? Oh man! Well, you'd have to get both of us to behave if you want to invite
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I had to put up the language warning. There will be F-bombs dropped.
That's the thing.
Not by me, but somebody.
Yeah, you are the company you keep.
I'm being good tonight. The F-bomb radar hasn't gone off yet, so
I know.
As soon as it does, we know. And
I'm sure it will.
Well, if the radar does go off, and of course we do hear the F-bombs, the sound that you will hear is.
He just wanted to play with the new toy.
Good.
He likes pushing buttons that make noises.
Yeah, what were you saying, Matthew, before Grumpy took us down?
I don't even know.
One of them that we normally get on.
I'm trying to sort out what's going on with our friend here, so we can just kind of talk amongst ourselves until he responds, I guess.
Try to blame the old man for something.
Well, hopefully it
Hanging
sorts
on
out
me.
and he'll be here because, like I say,
nothing else. We can talk about our cigars that we're smoking. Right?
Well, I'll hope to, of course.
I mean,
Roland. Hi to Roland, of course. Hi to AD Natty, Cigars with Will, and to everyone that's of course watching us.
There's got to be an issue somewhere.
Yeah,
there's got to be an issue somewhere that's getting in his way, because you don't send a care package like that, and
Yeah, he just said
where you're at.
Got it. He just said got it like before, like. So I think he must be having some kind of issue, but I don't have a phone number to try to help him through it.
The only number that I know for Stallone Cigars, my brother, is on their website, and I don't know if that goes straight to their call center.
It's probably not his number.
Yeah, this is the CEO. Probably not.
Yeah, you probably
just bear with me, man. Let me just have a look.
You probably hard pressed to get that number.
Yeah, contact us by telephone number. Yeah, so you know something? It's showing me there's a couple of their shops that they're in. Is the Miami Humidor Cigar Shop down there in Florida.
Yeah.
They're also in the Miami Data Fire. Oh, sorry, no. They're not in the Fire Rescue House. Stupid guys. But yeah, the Miami Humidor Cigar Millet, of course, there in Florida. I was just having a look, but of course you can get in touch with them by their website through their links and stuff, and you can check more out on them if you do want to have a read up on Stallone Cigars. But
yeah, I think they do have a list of places you can buy their stuff too on there.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's weird because maybe not being here, of asking them questions that we want to ask. And I know, of course, we're only 18 minutes into the show, and hopefully you'll be here soon. It's just crazy when you have these technical glitches and issues, and as we know, it depends on if you're coming on your computer or if you're coming on your phone. And if you come in,
we've had guests
and stuff like that, and
we've had guests try to use it on their work computer, and they couldn't get past the firewall. So, it could be anything. I'm just hoping he responds. He's probably trying to get on and freaking out that it's not working.
Yeah.
Well,
like
I say,
goes.
Well, he's got plenty of time, hasn't he? And that's the thing. And if we go over, we go a little bit over with the show at the end of the day to accommodate the guest.
Right?
Well, that's the thing, and we just hope you, as our audience, understand these technical issues do happen now and again, where the guest, of course, has technical issues. But we do try and keep going live. If we had known, of course, he wasn't going to turn up tonight, then we would have rescheduled the show, and we wouldn't be live tonight. Right. We would have rescheduled. But as we knew, of course, Tony was going to be here tonight, so that's why we've come live with us.
I think we'll be okay. But
Yeah.
Let's see. Have we heard any new cigar news lately? I think we were mentioning something we saw about
So
Jonathan Drew this morning.
Jonathan Drew's going back, of course, into the retail. That was posted on Instagram. This is going back into the retail sector and opening up. And then, of course, as we saw as well, with Juan from Cigar Dojo, he is now, of course, sold Protocol cigars to Smoking. So Smoking are going to have a regular production of Protocol cigars. And you know something, I've enjoyed them cigars. I've smoked quite a lot of the Lawman series and the normal Protocol cigars. So well done on that. New business venture. Of course, Juan is staying on, is the brand ambassador for Smoking. So that's great to see there. And we wish him all the best. And we enjoy the new venture, of course, going back into retail, where he started, really. Of it. Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm not seeing much going on in the old cigar news. And to be honest with you, it's been quite dead. It's been quite dead with the whole generational thing over here in the UK. They're not really mentioning it because of everything else that we know what's going on in the news at the moment and different things. So I'm just hoping we're moving on from these generational bans. I know, of course, there's a lot of different stuff going there in the United States with smoke lounges and different things that I've seen mentioned in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're in a crazy time at the moment, cigar smokers. I think we're really being hit from pillar to post. If you enjoy,
yeah, they're really. What is it? There's a new law in Tennessee that's coming up where they put it on the ballot. It's going to be. What would it do? Oh, it would stop them from being able to buy cigars online in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah. I don't get why they want to do this all the time. Why do you want to infringe us on enjoying a cigar? And
the only thing I can think of with that is they're trying to up their business at their local places. You know what I mean?
It's why I like when we've got a guest and we can ask them questions to the guest as well and just say to him, how are you finding it with these different laws and stuff? Because they give us an honest opinion of what they think with the laws and stuff. And sometimes they don't want to mention it, sometimes they don't want to talk about it. But normally 10 out of 10 times we ask, we get the answer and we talk about it. And it's a crazy thing because we know, basically, people do want to get rid of this atmosphere of guys and girls sitting around smoking a cigar, having a laugh, having a chat, sitting in a cigar lounge and enjoying a cigar after the hard day of life. And you want to take that right away from us. And yeah, it is crazy. It is. But hello to everyone, of course, for joining us there on Rumble, of course, on Instagram and here on YouTube. We do apologise, but we are still waiting, of course, for our guest to arrive. Just a couple of technical issues going on at the moment from their end. There is, and hopefully they'll be here soon. They will.
Yeah. So let's see. I know that the brand itself has all horses on their cigars. They have the horseshoe logo on the back.
Yeah.
Nicaraguan cigars, so that's good. We like those.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're your favorite. We know.
What?
It's unique because they've got near enough every kind of cigar breed on them cigars. Of course, from the Polonian, of course, to all of them. And it's unique. It's unique when you see the boxes with that on because it's a different story. It's the story of that horse and why it's that cigar, of course. with the Connecticut, of course, with the ones that you guys are smoking tonight, it's a different story between all of them. And
that's my father.
I like that. The boxes stick out, as we said. The band sticks out.
Yeah.
And trust me, Tony's doing something with these cigars with really good aged tobacco and what he's bringing out. And
yeah, I mean, I will say that I smoked that Habano yesterday, and it was one of the most unique flavor profiles I've had on a Habano because it had this really nice nutty flavor.
Yeah.
That went with everything, and I just really enjoyed it. It was more medium to full than just a straight up medium, and it just had a nice little punch to it that I enjoyed all the way through. And this one's smoking pretty well. I got a little bit of crackage on the wrapper, but I think that's my fault for shocking it.
Well, as we know, Tony's experience and knowledge in the tobacco world from previous generations is guided by the passion from tobacco blending, processing a wide variety palette of distinguished flavors and aromas that Stallone's cigar unique blends. And of course, in his free time, Tony enjoys being a cowboy, an experienced cutting horses competitor, and a deep love for horses, which allows the perfect combination between great cigars and good horses. And as the motto says, blended by the heart to be smoked by the soul. And of course, that's just a quick little write-up about Tony there on their website. And you can see that from just the two pictures where he's sitting, of course, riding the horse and cutting the horse and, of course, doing that. And that's quite competitive itself when you think cutting horses. It's really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And yeah, I can never do that. I used to break horses, and don't get me wrong, and that was our breaking horses.
Okay, so these cigars have all been aged over 5 years. Well, the tobacco has all been aged over 5 years. 20 exclusive vitolas, a wide range of strength from medium to plus, to full body and full flavor. All right. I mean, yeah, I just really enjoyed that Habano. So it says Cubanesque. He has Cubanesque written on his description for the Habano. And if that is what a Cuban tastes like, which, sure, I believe it. I've never had one. If that is the flavor profile, if that is the flavor profile of a Cuban cigar, then I can see myself enjoying it. Well,
what are you pairing tonight, Matthew? What are you pairing with the cigar that you're smoking?
Oh, yeah, I am pairing Jameson Triple, which is a triple distilled, triple cask Irish whiskey aged in bourbon, sherry, and chestnut casks. And it is very smooth and subtle flavors. Got a little bit of oak from the bourbon barrel, a little bit of vanilla. You get that cereal grain because it's an Irish whiskey.
Yep.
There's an interesting note that I think we can attribute to the chestnut cask because I don't know how to describe it.
Yep.
And it's the only whiskey I've ever had that was in a chestnut cask. It's just something a little different. I really like it. It's a very easy priced whiskey. Okay, he should be coming in now.
Okay. Keep an eye out.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Shall we have a drum roll?
8,
Yeah, we might need
7,
to.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I
Okay.
still only see 3 people. Let's not do the countdown. It's not.
Well, I was counting down to exactly 30 minutes, man.
30 minutes?
hopefully,
We
of
are.
course.
We're at 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're exactly at 30 minutes. That's what I was counting
30 minutes. 30 minutes in the show.
It's all right.
All
right.
Well, hopefully Tony will be here, man. Of course. And like we say to everyone, we do apologise. It's just technical issues, you know what it's like. But I, of course, to Oklahoma Cigar Diva, I to the Cigar Symphony, I to Breed the Cigar Guy. Hope you're all okay. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to be joined by our guest in a moment. We are, so we do appreciate you staying here and watching the Cigar Loons.
I bet you it's Bry the Cigar Guy, because that rhymes.
Oh, Bry the Cigar Guy, Bree the Cigar Guy. I don't know.
You got Bree on the mind.
Well, she is our sponsor of the Cigar Loons. So shout out to Honeybee.
I am pairing with coffee.
Coffee? Oh no! What a weird concept.
What a weird concept.
And Gaz, you're pairing with
Dr. Pepper, full fat. In my ACD cigars, of course.
Love it.
I didn't fancy whiskey tonight because I've been too great. I've been too great over the weekend. And the medication that I'm on for, of course, my health condition and stuff, it's kind of whack. It does. It's kind of whack me. So I don't need to be mixing whiskey and medication together because we would be in for a crazy show then. Guy's sitting in the corner slurring his words even more than what he does.
Yeah, let's avoid that if we can.
But hopefully the link works for Tony because, like I say, he should be here. He should. So
I wonder if he's in a different time zone and I wasn't specific enough.
Well,
it could just be my fault.
Naughty Matthew.
My fault.
You couldn't organise a piss up in a fucking brewery.
You had one job.
I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean?
I don't know. All I said was you had one job.
It means you couldn't get the job right. You couldn't organise having the beer in the brewery. Basically, that's what it means.
Got it. Well, he's here.
Welcome to our guest, of course, Tony from Stallone Cigars. And welcome, Tony. We're putting all the blame on Matthew, Tony. We're putting all the blame on Matthew. Matthew's the blame of tonight. So it's his fault, my brother. It's his fault.
Anything, just blame him. It's his fault.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay, guys.
That's okay. Welcome.
Unfortunately, I cannot smoke with you guys tonight because I have a cold flu, a very strong cold flu. So I'm waiting.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like going to a restaurant and watch you eat like ribeye steaks and only watching.
Yeah, that would be torture. Well, at least we've got a couple of your cigars burning right now. We've got the San Andres in my hand, and we've got the Corojo in Grumpy's hand.
Okay.
And
of course, my ones are sitting with Matthew. So, Tony, I do want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, my brother, for sending cigars to Matthew for myself.
My pleasure.
To get. So, thank you very much, my brother. I can't wait to smoke.
And this is a killer lighter, dude.
Yeah.
You like it?
I love this lighter. This is
yeah.
This is my everyday carry now.
Shelf right there. Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you first, just kind of give us the 10,000-foot view of what got you involved in the cigar industry.
Well, it started back then, with my grandfather. My grandfather was from Italy, and he was the one, to plant tobacco in Italy for Toscanello. Toscanello cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He planted tobacco for them, for many, many years, and they have also an olive oil, field. And then when Second World War hits, he was enlisted in the military, so he went to war, and he lost everything, the tobacco, the olives, everything. So, long story short, after the war, he was able to take my mom. She was like 5 years old, and my grandma out of Italy to South America, Venezuela. It was the country that I was born. And he started from scratch all over again in Venezuela with tobacco. And his main business in Venezuela was, producing tobacco for cigarette industry, the Burley and Virginia varieties. And he also had always like a second farm for black tobacco because he loved, was cigars, really. And my mother, she's in the medical field, kind of scientist. She worked for the American Red Cross, developing, new things. So she didn't want to handle anything related with farming, right? So the only person that follows his passion for horses and tobacco was myself. I was very, very close with my grandpa. And when I started planting tobacco, he already passed away. He passed away when I was 15. I smoked my first cigar with him. He didn't want to tell me he was, sick. So he just, roll a cigar for me and give it to me. And then I saw the cigar and gave it back and say, no, this is for you. The all Italian persons, they already 15-year-old guys, it's a man, you can go to war. You can, you need to grow up fast, back then, so, but,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, my father was like a very strict with alcohol, tobacco, everything. So I told my grandpa I cannot smoke because my father will kill me. And he told me, I'm the boss of the family. You do what I said you to do, and I handle your father or whatever else. So, he used to speak Italian with Spanish mixed up, He didn't speak clearly, Spanish. So he gave me the cigar lighting. After like 4 or 5th puff, I was, sweating cold, fucking purple all over and say, I feel weird. And he already have a glass with sugar and honey, and he took me like, take this. And he told to me that day, I just want to watch you becoming a man. Now you become a man, So the real story, he wanted to watch me my first cigar before he passed away. So, but that, kept in my heart, that story. And the other story behind the name of the brand is because he gave me a horse when I was 7 years old. It was a stallion horse that I could never ride because he was so, wild. Mm-hmm. So I got, once I got like pissed off with my grandpa and say, hey, grandpa, why you give me this horse that I cannot ride? and he explained to me, this is a Stallone. And I say, what the fuck is Stallone means? I didn't speak Italian, right? So Stallone is a horse with the bulls. They're angry. They're stallions. They're hard to tame. But I promise you, one day you're gonna ride a lot of Stallones in your life, and you're gonna do good on those. So that word kept in my head. And then the last smoke, or the first smoke for me, with him, he asked me, if one day I can take an exit from the cigarette industry and commit full to the cigar industry, and he would love for me to have a brand. So he was one of the most influential person in my life, Everything I do till today is honoring him. And I started planting tobacco at the age of 20, approximately, with my cousin in his lands, my grandpa lands. And I started, planting the tobacco for the cigarette industry. And I did it for many years, and I had another farm, the other farm that my grandpa had specifically for black tobacco. And I started, the blending process at the age of 19, 20, even before start planting tobacco. And I fell in love with that process, and it's been the passion of my life, so cigars and horses. So that's why the brand has that image, and with the horses on.
That is a great story. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Really, really feel the passion that you have for this, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
My grandpa was a very passionate person. At the same time, he was very. His moral code were, very strict. Like he taught me, like, you can do 99 things perfect. You do one thing bad, and you're screwed up for life.
That's what everybody remembers.
But he told me that you Italian mix it with Spanish.
Yeah.
But I understood him, pretty clearly. That word is that sentence is kind of written in my heart, because everything I try to do, regarding my business here with the cigars, is putting the best, I can, the best aged tobacco from the best places, mainly from Nicaragua. I started this company back in 2014. Previously that I was in the cigarette industry, where was a big chunk of money, in the market for tobacco. But I was president of the Tobacco Chamber of Commerce in Venezuela for a couple of years. And, the cigarette industry is a very vicious industry. It's very hard to be there. It's kind of a mafia. So I went through a lot of things, bad things, because I was speaking for the farmers, and they wanted to pay us less and less and less. So that's when I decided to follow my real dream, that is tobacco for cigars. And here I am, today.
Yeah. And I will say I've smoked now 1.5 of your cigars, and they're both fantastic so far. I truly enjoyed the Habano. I smoked that yesterday with paired with some bourbon. Or no, was it Scotch? Might have been Scotch. It was Scotch. But it was just a really unique flavor profile on that that I didn't necessarily expect. It had that nuttiness that kind of sits with you and really blends with the leather and everything else, and the cedar that comes with that cigar. It was such an enjoyable smoke. And then this one tonight, the San Andreas, is also fantastic. It's going really well with my Jameson.
The Habano won 2020 Boutique Cigar of the Year.
Okay.
With 97 points or so, something like that. When I created that cigar, I had in mind, every cigar I create in the portfolio, I have in mind always the kind of customer that is looking for that particular, profile. Mm-hmm. So that being said, I didn't blend all these cigars to exactly feed my palate, because if I would do that, all cigar will be full body, because a full body, So
a man after my own heart.
Yeah, so I got to think outside the box to fit, every kind of consumer out there, because if you put an Habano like full power, that's not the profile the Habano smokers regularly are looking for. The same happens with the Palomino, the Connecticut. It's a cigar that is not straight tasting like most of the Connecticut in the market. That it has some little flavor on, a lot of flavor on, and the strength can be, very close between medium or a little bit under less medium, but you'll definitely have, some aftertaste, long finish on that cigar. But it's not a bomb proof because people that buy Connecticut, they're not waiting for that,
Yeah, absolutely.
So then going over the Cowboy series come the Corojo. The Corojo is kind of a medium plus, depending where you smoke. If you smoke that cigar close to the beach or more humid, the strength, you can feel the strength more. But it's a very complex cigar. It was one of the favorite of Cigar Aficionado back in 2021 or so, as well as the San Andres that you're smoking. That cigar, I'm a Corojo fan lover. I love the Corojo leaf, specifically from Nicaragua and from, some other countries. So that Corojo has a lot of, great aged tobaccos from very different regions of Nicaragua. Also, the binder is from Ecuador. It's a Corojo leaf from Ecuador, and the wrapper is a Corojo 99 from Brazil, which is very rare. You can find Marafina, you can find the other one, the
Arapiraca,
Marafina, the most common, but Corona 99 is very weird. And I got access to that because when we split, my cousin and me, from the cigarette industry, he went to Brazil. He moved to Brazil. And I didn't move to Nicaragua, but I moved my operation of tobacco from Nicaragua to Nicaragua. So he planted there the Corona 99 that I asked him. And after the third crop, it was, insanely good wrapper. So that's one of the cigars that I enjoy a lot because it's, full flavor, complex. When you do the retrohale, you can feel a lot of, flavor going on. After that is coming the Maduro, the Tostado Maduro. That's the only Nicaraguan puro. It's, wrapper, binder, and filler from Nicaragua. Is a medium to full profile, like dark chocolate, those kind of flavors. Little peppery, not too much. And then after that comes exactly. So, and then after that comes the one that you're smoking, which is the Castaño San Andres. By the way, the first name I use there in Spanish is the color of the horse in Spanish that resembles the color of the wrapper. For example, the Castaño means a bay horse. Bay horse are, brown with black feet and black mane and black tail. And Alazan are the old brown horse, like mane and tail, brown. So I try to, to put the names, resemble the local. The Palomino is a gold Palomino horse, kind of similar to the wrapper, yellowish. And then that cigar that you're smoking, I was inspired by Padron Company, which I admire a lot.
Okay.
Not saying that I want to look like them, just I was inspired in the profile of flavors when I like smoke, that kind of cigars, like when you have a rock and roll band, you're always inspired by previous bands,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very few of us in this industry are willing to say it out loud, but I say it with proud because that company has influenced me a lot, over the years. And I admire.
And I think I can kind of taste what you're saying there. I think I taste a little. It does remind me of like a Padron like 3000 or whatever.
The San Andres wrapper from Mexico, and binder and filler from Nicaragua. All the tobaccos used in my cigars are 5-year age after fermentation process, and then 12 months full age after blended before packing and shipping. And that's the profile of that cigar. Like that I want to something around that. Then comes the Sign broadleaf that you guys have in the package, which is broadleaf from Connecticut, which in my opinion is one of the best wrappers in the world. I mean,
we're all pretty big fan of that wrapper.
I'm so fan that I make cigarillos of only that wrapper and smoke it sometimes by itself. You know, I just love it.
I would love a case of those. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, really, man. That's just like
American Connecticut broadleaf is one of the more strongest flavor, pack of nuances. It's one of the best tobaccos ever, in the world, and I can't stop saying it, worldwide. So I combine that wrapper with 3 ligeros and 2 visos, so there's no secos in that cigar. So that cigar is full body, but has already 7 years old, 5-year-old age, and then a couple years age previous packing and shipping.
Okay.
What I wanted to do is kind of round it up, mellow up a little bit, because the tobaccos that I use in that blend were very potent. So if you put them like not well aged, I mean, it's not gonna have the balance that we look for. Yeah. Sometimes, balance is not good for some people, because some people like the punch in the face with nothing. So, but I can't do a cigar that is not balanced to put in the market. I mean, I can do something specific for somebody, that requests me that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with them. To have that punch in the face, I got to use young tobacco, and I got to deliver the tobacco in less than 21 days after roll. So, but I'm not going to do it that with my brand. So,
understood.
But if you do the retro on that cigar, you will feel all the complexity, and you will feel the power as well. The power feels here, as much as tickling you have here in the nose,
Oh yeah.
In the mouth, you feel the flavor of the body, but the strength. The only way to try the strength is through the retro. There's no other way to try the strength of a tobacco. And then we have other cigars that I didn't send you guys, because I sent you the core line, where Stallone are the main cigars. But we have the Clydesdale, which is one of the higher sellers, which is a Gordo size. I'm not a Gordo smoker myself, but I blend a cigar to be a specific Gordo, and when I want a Gordo, I reach for that cigar. We have the Pony, which is a 4.5 by 58, like short Gordo, with Sumatra wrapper, very different. It's a budget consciously. We got the Mustangs that are a budget consciously, cigars. I mean, you can find them in the U.S. typically for 4.5 and 5.5 each one. We got a Rothschild and we got a short Toro. With Sumatra wrapper as well. They're like medium to mellow in strength, but full sweetness flavor. And we just released here the Warhorse series, which is a very limited edition of 300 boxes of 10 cigars each. The first Warhorse was Bucephalus, the horse of Alexander the Great. That cigar has 9 years in total aging, between the tobacco and after rolling, and it's a full body with very special tobaccos, aging in rum cask. The cigars after rolling, it's not gonna taste rum, but it tastes like the oakiness, woodiness of the barrel, So it's very special. And then this year, by the end of the year, we're gonna have Nelson, which was the name of George Washington's favorite warhorse, and that cigar has some Virginia tobacco, because in this special edition, I use tobacco from the land of those horses. In the Bucephalus, I use a Macedonian tobacco, North Macedonian tobacco with Nicaraguan tobacco. So, and in this one for George Washington, I'm gonna use. I already used a little Virginia tobaccos, to have, something from the soil of that history, blended. I mean, it's just a small portion to give, a little accent, because those tobacco I mentioned before are more like for pipe tobacco.
Right. Yeah.
For cigars. So I don't want, the cigar taste like a pipe tobacco, just a little hint of that, going on.
I love it. That sounds awesome. I'll definitely be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking to see if I can get my hands on one of those.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. But I'm going to wrap up my questions at this point, and I know Gaz has some questions for you. So I'm going to let him know if he doesn't have questions.
Go with Grumpy first.
Okay.
Yeah, you pretty much answered all my questions that I had. So I want to think of something different now.
All right, Grumpy, go for it.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. It's pretty much, checked them off as we went down through there, But now this Corojo, the thing that it has like a very light reddish tint to it. The wrapper does, and I mean it's amazing that it carries the nuttiness, but the leather, the cedar, but then it has just a little kick of spice in there.
Yes, sir. In a different way, you mean it?
Yeah. It's a very mellow. It blends right in. It's nothing outrageous, and then it just like smooths out to a nice long finish. Nice long easy finish on it, and it's just like different from most other Corojos that I've actually experienced, and it's very pleasurable. Kudos on this one. I did want to say
Brazilian wrapper, that the Brazilian soils with that seed is very different from the rest of the Corojos. Yeah,
it does. It has a very nice flavor. One thing I did want to say, with your story and how your grandfather, was kind of a forerunner, setting things up, and all that to be passed down, and it amazes me that you hear these stories a lot, but as I was a kid growing up, and even now, we don't see that happen over here. I mean, not like you're talking about, not like a rich heritage, from the tobacco. I mean, all we see over here, is money stacking money. There's nothing, no substance to it. Where your grandfather laid out and planned, an entire thing, and here you are walking it out, and it's amazing, and I just want to say that in itself, just
thank you so much.
Mind blowing, man, and you're knocking it down. Like I said, this is the first one I've had. I had a little more self-control than some of these other guys. I wanted to break the first one out while we had you on here, but some of them, they just can't wait. But
you're probably lucky I haven't already smoked half of them.
Yeah, so exactly.
Much of that foundation was given to me from my father and from my grandfather.
Right.
Because, we born with nothing, and we leave this earth with nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how many you don't have. We're gonna die with nothing. We're gonna take nothing, but we're gonna leave a footprint.
Exactly.
Good people, or I mean, in that way, try to leave a good footprint. So when I'm not in this country, in this world, I want the people to remember me in the way that they enjoy the product that I make with my heart.
There you go.
I'm fulfilling my soul in this lifetime.
There you go.
Love it.
There you go. And how do you, a story like that, you've got, like I said, I'm kicking it off, but Matthew's too into it, but so far everybody's on board that that you've got an excellent thing going here, no doubt. And
Thank you.
I can't say thank you enough for that care package, man. That's I won't even take the lighter out of the box. I just look at it.
I wanted to send you guys more merch, like the T-shirts, but by the time I got the Matthew's email back, my guys already shipped it out. But for the next time, I'm gonna send you guys T-shirts, hats, to become part of. You already guys are part of the family, but I mean, to have a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll wear them.
Guys, yeah.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But
yeah, I'll
much
be singing your
appreciated,
praises for a while.
But yeah, I mean,
These are good cigars.
And the whole combining it all with the horses, that's that's your that's your thing right there. You put your thing together.
Yeah,
and like you said, you're living it out, and more power to you, man. Glad to see it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I still ride horses, the cutting horses. I've been around horses since, when my grandpa passed away, it was a breakup for horses for me. And then I started again in my early 20s again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I evolved and I, kind of fell in love with cutting horses, which is an American sport. And coming to Texas to take lessons, from the great trainers here. And then I fell in love with that sport. And then back in 2009, I decided to show in the biggest world championship just because I won a picture in that arena that was very famous. It's like giving you the chance to swing in the New York Stadium or something,
Yeah.
I just want to swing my ball one time and be happy for life,
Yeah.
I started the competition, and for my surprise, I did good, and I made 5th place in the world in my category. So that was beyond my dreams. And from that moment on, I kept showing horses, and I've been lucky enough to make a lot of finals and win a lot of championships. But I just want to let you guys know that I leave both things fusion together, at the same time, so it's not because my grandpa say about horses, because I really love them till today, and same with tobacco. I always, when I ride my horse, I put the saddle on with my cigar and just, throw the leg over, and with my cigar, just riding in the ranch. That's kind of a gift, a very, very gift, a big gift for me,
Good. But yes, go ahead, Gaz. Go ahead.
It's interesting. You say about that, Tony, and I said to the guys years ago when I was 16, I worked on the stables, and I used to break stallions in for a living. And I always remember one junior that got spooked, and he kicked the stable door off, bit me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." And I've got a fear of horses now. I love them, don't get me wrong, but Junior put the fear of me. And something, you're the only brand that we can see. You're passionate about the horse riding, and you're passionate about the cigars, and we can tell as we're hearing you talking tonight. And that's a great thing, Gav. But have you got any horror stories with horses? Have they bit you? Have they kicked you? Is there any horror stories that you can tell us about the horses?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I've been bucked up by horses many times. Horses are like people. So they have their own personality. They have their own fears. They have their own, target switch point that you cannot press, So you have to learn how to understand, the way to communicate is completely without any sounds of words. They communicate by body gesture, body posture, So you can look at their ears, you can look at their body, you can know what's going on. So you have a better way to approach that horse or not. And they can feel the energy of somebody, of some other horse, of mean people or good people from over 20, 30 feet away. So if you're angry or you're scared and you're coming towards that horse feel like a little, he's going to start moving. If he's tied, he's not going to feel comfortable. So all they do is run and fly or fight, kick back. So I have had horses, that are, very, very dangerous in the past. And obviously, that's not the kind of horse that you want to be, related. But in the American quarter horse race / cutting horses, which is cow horses, those kind of horses are the more, more giving up with people. I mean, they are the ones that fight less against the people because, they have great mind. They're the most smart, and they're more like tame genetically, So because it was a selection that started happening like more than 100 years ago. So when you find a bad horse in this sport that I do, it's kind of weird. Something is happening with him. Maybe he has a strong pain in some tooth or in the gastro area, or he has a pain in the feet, or something is happening. Because it's not usually that kind of horse. But I've been kicked off. I've been I was kicked off when I was 7 in my grandpa ranch. The first time I kicked off, and the horse bumped me like 10 feet away. But fortunately, he didn't hit me with the hoof. He hit me with this part, of the leg.
Oof, yep.
So I didn't get any injury, but then my grandpa took that horse and beat him so fucking hard. And then the horse was like, okay, I never do that again. So he rode the horse and, start, pulling a lot of shit out of the horse, and the horse was, But the thing is, I was trying to climb from the other side, and the horse was not trained to be trained by the right side, only the left side. That was things that happened in my country. So when he felt some weight on the right side, he felt scared, so he didn't do anything.
Yep.
So, but, some.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had that with a couple of horses where either the wrong position again on him, or something was wrong with him. And I had one I had to break in, and I mean, it bonked non-stop. And when I got off it, I'm like, where the fuck are my nuts? Because I couldn't feel my nutsack. I'm like, dang, this has banged me up today. And I enjoyed it. It's like friends of mine were jockeys in some of the big, massive races in England that they did and stuff. And I had a racehorse that I had shares in, and brilliant horse. Won a couple of races, and it's a nice thing. It's like my daughter. My daughter's very passionate about horses. She absolutely loves horses. And I said to her tonight, I'm like, I've got Tony coming on, and his cigars are to do with horses and stuff. So I was showing her the pictures on the website. She's like, oh, I like them horses. I'm like, yeah. But which pairing would you put with your cigars? So say, for instance, you're going to smoke the San Andreas cigar. What's going to be your pairing with that cigar, Tony? What would you pair with it?
You mean the pairing?
A drink pairing.
Well, this is a very personal question in the way that what I like is not a must. Everybody can pair the cigar with whatever, because sorry guys, our butts are different. What I like, starting with the Palomino, I love that cigar with an espresso. A very strong espresso coffee. I mean, it's the way I like it most, and I can do it with a light scotch as well.
Okay.
Going to the Habano, I like that cigar with rum. Definitely, a Venezuelan rum. Venezuela has one of the best rums all the world. I recommend the Diplomatico or the Santa Teresa. They're very good. Then going to the Corojo, I like the Corojo with rum as well, or with some bourbon, like strong bourbon. Going to the Maduro, I like that cigar with coffee again a lot, or with some strong scotch, like more, present scotch. Then going to the San Andres, for me, the best way I can have that cigar is with those peaty smoke from Isle.
The Isle guys. Yep.
Yeah,
the PTs.
exactly. From the south
back there behind.
Yeah. I like the Lagavulin, yes, you say?
Behind the brick in the wall.
Yeah. So that cigar with the Lagavulin 16 is kind of, it opens a new dimension of flavor because the drink is kind of peaty and the cigar is kind of earthy. So you get a result that is, so good. And then going to the Sign of Broadleaf, I enjoy that cigar a lot with whether a strong cognac or whether a single malt as well.
Okay.
Now we're talking single malts. I absolutely love single malts. I'm a big single malt fan because, of course, in England we get it all the time, and it makes Matthew jealous some of the times when he's looking and he goes, "I can't get that single malt, but you can. How much?" And we get into that debate on bourbons and whiskies. But thanks for answering that one. Normally, Jenny, when we do this, I always ask the question of if you're having a cigar party and you can only have 5 guests at your cigar party, alive or dead. It can be from music, it can be from any region, it can be family, no matter what. Who would be your 5 cigar guests at your cigar party?
Well, you guys 3 plus a couple.
I love it.
Yeah.
First one is my grandpa, obviously, it will be something, he passed away when I was 15. I'm 46 now. So, second, I think it will be with, I would love to smoke a cigar with Simon Bolivar, which was our hero for the independence of Venezuela. He used to plant tobacco in big numbers in Venezuela. He was one of the biggest tobacco plantation guys back then. And what I admire a lot of him is the resilience that he had. He failed like over 25 times, and he still achieved his goal of getting Venezuela free, back then. So I will learn a lot talking over a cigar with him, even he's 200, 300 years ago. Definitely George Washington will be one of my favorites. The one of my always think about him, and I have a picture of him is oh shit, it's in the tongue of my lips. The Prime Minister of England,
Churchill.
Churchill.
Churchill. I admire him a lot. He's a man with a lot of strategies and a lot of balls. Like people always think about him because of the cigar, but that was the last thing about his life. What was his personal life? He was a very complex man up here in the head.
Oh yeah, he was. And Churchill was very clever at what he was, and also to how he got his cigars and how he was getting cigars shipped in. To having a full cigar room that was covered in cigars from Cuba and different places, and it's just crazy, the story. And of course, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in some of his politics that he had for the UK around that time, but that's that was that time. But to see what he did and the strategy, of course, in the war and stuff, and what he put together and different things was crazy. And that's the thing. And he is one guest that a lot of people mention. I know, of course, Grumpy would love to sit there on the buzz with Willie Nelson. He wouldn't have a smoke with him. Me, Ozzy Osbourne. I'd like to sit down with Ozzy Osbourne. And Matthew, who was one of yours that you said, bro, that you'd like to sit down with?
Yeah.
I've said so many over the times. Obviously, and this is, the guys make fun of me a lot, but I'm obsessed with one particular blender in the industry, AJ Fernandez. I would love to sit down and smoke a cigar with him.
Is there a show where we can't have you not mention AJ?
Nope.
Is there a cigar show?
Monday. I think he's on the payroll.
I smoke with all those guys. They're my friends.
Yeah.
A lot. At the events and then down there, the factory. In SLE. So, and I've learned a lot from Mr. Pepin Garcia. I'm always very grateful with him because the things that he just sitting by him and smoking cigar, you can learn a ton. He's one of the truest connoisseurs of everything, since the seed to the smokes. That is a high master, as I call him. Innovative master, of the tobacco in this earth.
How do you find PCA? How do you find PCA?
Well,
event? How do you find it?
PCA now is in for a couple years. Last year and this year is in New Orleans.
Yep.
Previous that was in Vegas, which I think I like more in Vegas. I don't know. Maybe it's because the economical situation we're going through right now. Last year, PCA in New Orleans was not as good as we all hoped. So we don't know how it's gonna be this year. But I think Vegas has more pulling people, for some reason, than New Orleans. Even New Orleans is a very nice place as well. But the venue in New Orleans is kind of long box, like a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
So the people get in right from the middle. So if they go one place, they're not gonna go back and go to the other place. So they save the day for the other side. So it kind of splash of people all over. So people might not cross from your booth. And comparing to Vegas, it's like a big square rectangle. So you get access from this point, so all people kind of walk towards, and some way, somehow, all the exhibitor get more access to the people walking through the aisles. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, we've heard that from a couple of other people, and they've said when they were at New Orleans, they were at fire exits. They had other people's booths in front of them so they couldn't be seen in different things, and it's crazy. And hopefully there's the PCA board go, you know what, we're going to go back to Vegas and do it back in Vegas. And I think a lot of people hoping for that. What do you reckon on a standpoint as a business, Tony, with the different laws and generational tobacco bans that they're on about bringing in, and of course making the age go up? The tobacco bans. So basically what they would do is raise the age. There's no one under, say, 20. If the age has gone up to 22, they're ever going to be able to catch up with it and buy a cigar, for instance.
Yeah, that definitely, is a killer for the industry, Definitely that's, that all the, and what I hate about this is people put in the same bag cigarettes and cigars. We are very, very different. We don't smoke cigar because we need to smoke. We smoke cigar because we're looking for a pleasure, like occasionally drinking. I have a big collection of rums and and distillates, and scotch and all stuff. But I'm not a guy that sits and drinks every day. I can have a shot and enjoy, and then I might have like a week and I don't touch them, for example. So that's the case of 90% of the smokers. 90% of the market is not like we are, so we smoke several cigars a day. 90% of the market is people that smoke maybe one cigar a week, or maybe two, or for a celebration. So that's a big piece of the cake. So the FDA has proven that smoke up to 2 cigars a day is not going to endanger your health. The FDA. Obviously, I'm not saying the cigars are a safe alternative to anything, because at the end it's tobacco, right? But smoking with moderation is not something. Not even 100,000 light miles from the cigarette. So when we get in the same bag, we get the same regulation. So we are not the same product. We are not even close to that. So that's one of the things I think we have to organize worldwide, all the people from the cigars, and try to fight back, those kind of regulations, Obviously, I'm not encouraging like underage people smoke cigars, like I did. For example, but in those days, all different. But I become a regular cigar smoker at the age of 18. I didn't try a cigar from 15 to 18. Like I was kind of, this is not for me, because that thing happened. So that being said, young people, young guys, they're not gonna enjoy a cigar really, because they better enjoy the vaping stuff that is killing more people than the cigarettes.
Every day.
So
that's the thing.
Kind of,
I think even if they look at the age range of cigar smokers, and we know that from doing the podcast, we've got our age range from anywhere from 25 going up to 70 to 80. So when you look at that there, full well there's young people aren't going to cigars. I started 16 years ago smoking cigars. I never smoked cigarettes or anything. And it was at a New Year's party. I tried my first cigar. I enjoyed it. Went and tried another one. Then got into more. And I don't agree in telling me, as a grown-ass adult, well, we're putting this smoking ban in. What we're going to do by 2030 in England, we're going to get rid of all smoking. Well, what happens when my son's 18 and my son comes to me, which our legal age in the UK is 18 to smoke? If he came to me and said, Dad, I want to sit in the garden and smoke a cigar with you around the fire. Well, sorry, son, but if you do, I'm going to get arrested, because the law, you get arrested or something. And that's just a crazy thing. But it's a very scary thing. And I think, especially with America, I agree with all that everyone does, from the companies fighting the FDA, fighting these different laws, and lobbying it against it. Here in England, it's like, okay, we'll roll over. Well, hang on a minute. Why aren't we fighting like the United States? Why aren't the importers and distributors in the UK getting the information that's been passed to the FDA, being passed to Congress and all the rest in the States? Why aren't we getting that same information and then putting it against ours in the UK and saying, look, medical studies have proven this in the United States. Have a look at this study. And it seems to be we're in a war at the moment with this. And I've said this before, and I've said it to Matthew and I've said it to Grumpy. You take cigars away from the UK or from America, you're going to be impacting the B&Ms, you're going to be impacting the cigar lounges. But what you're going to be impacting is the people like yourself, of course, the people on the field picking the tobacco, your rollers, your bunches, the box makers, the band makers. It's going to impact everybody. And they don't realize that full impact of what it's going to do to the world. If cigar makers, it doesn't. And it really grinds my gears on that one. It does. Really grinds my gears.
Yeah, that definitely is the case, And one thing to highlight here is The thing about cigars, we are a very, very, very small, tiny percentage of the tobacco products. So the most powerful industry is the cigarette, right? So they're the one they're going to fight hard against that, So here in the U.S., we got a lot of associations that I belong to as well. The fight for the cigar, but why? Because 80% of the premium cigars are sold in the U.S. worldwide.
Yeah.
So here's even we are a very tiny fraction of the cigarette and vaping world. We're still, accountable companies and people that we can organize and fight against them. That, for example, in the UK, how many people have interest about cigars itself? Because only the consumers. You know what I mean? We in the UK, there's a lot of distributors that distribute cigars that they might have the interest, but even though the market is still very, very small to make it happen, to gather people and fight against that. You know what I mean? Yep. So in the case of the cigarette, they don't care if they have one country that they don't sell too much, but they have many countries that they have, piles of billion and trillion of dollars to fight against that, So, but in our case, that's what is happening.
Yep. Yeah. It's a crazy thing, and something. We see a lot of companies that come to the UK from the boutique, from the premium, and they don't stay here for very long in the UK. And I don't know if sometimes it's the importers and distributors, they don't know how to look after the company in the UK. They don't really know about the company. They just sign in on a willy-nilly and think, oh, yeah, it's going to do all right in the UK. And they don't take that investment. And to me, I'd love to see different brands like yourself and different people that we've spoken to in the industry be here in the UK for me to smoke. And when the guys say to me, oh, have you tried this, Gaz? And I'll be like, no, because I can't get here in the UK. I'm very fortunate for what cigars I can get here. But then I look at your brand and it sticks out to me and it's like, oh, I'd like to try that. Well, it's not here in the UK. Oh, I want to go and try this brand. Well, that's not here. And you go and talk to your B&M or your suppliers here and you go, well, are you going to get this in? We don't reckon it's going to do anything in the UK. Well, why haven't you tried? And one of the biggest ones was Metallica. Their cigar that they did reduced date. They never thought it was going to take off in the UK. It's taken off. A 3-year battle that I had with the shop asking them for that cigar to be here in the UK. And it finally came. And it's like you hit your head against a brick wall most times and you're like, seriously, take the risk on the cigar because you don't know how this market is here in the UK. It could take off. It might just sell some, but give it a chance. And I think this is what a lot of importers need to do now is look at the boom because we've said it before, we're definitely in a boom of boutique cigars at the moment, and we're seeing a lot more boutique cigar companies coming out with cigars. Take that risk and bring boutique cigars to the UK or different countries and give them a chance and watch what they're bringing out. And I wish you all the best, Tony. And like I say, thank you for joining us tonight. And a big thank you, of course, to sending the package to Matthew for me. I can't wait to pick it up and smoke it, my brother, and give you a couple of reviews on them. I can't wait. I can't.
Thank you so much. I just want to address about what you say. Number one, the distributors in UK, they only care about the more recognized brand because they think the more recognized brand are going to sell better. So they automatically try to ban us right away. Number two, 90% of them, they are not really smokers. I mean, they smoke because they are in the industry, but they don't have taste of a cigar. So they can buy a shitty cigar with a big name that nobody's going to like. Number three, taxes in UK are very high. I mean, you pay a lot, like 100% plus another tax by gram of weight. So I had a distributor that passed away like 2 years ago that carried my brand for a year in the UK. We did great, for 1 year, but he passed away, and he didn't have any family in the business, so it kind of stopped my journey. It was like a couple years ago. We were doing great with him because
that's got my head thinking now, Tony. That's got my head thinking big time to who that would have been.
Yeah, so that's a problem with this distributor. So the same in Germany, they try to pick the brands that already have a lot of shining on going through. So they take off the eyes of the boutique, which is happening a little opposite here in the States. People is now searching more towards boutique cigars. I mean, the new generation smoker with a call from 25 to 45 or so, they're open to try the boutique because they know we do things, with more care and with more passion and love, and we're on top of it. So it eventually is gonna flip out the market. Big companies like Oliva have adopted the boutique name to put in some of their product. They're not boutique; they're monsters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider re-signing with an importer and coming back into the UK and giving it another shot?
I'm actively working with a distributor since last year, since October, saying everything again. You have to send the cigar. They have to try everything, see the packing. You're analyzing if there's no contaminant things, and then getting all the permits.
Public Health England is the biggest pain in the fucking ass. Going and all the legal hoops and ramifications that you gotta jump through. And something, there is some great importers, tour importers. I know they look after theirs. Tobacco World, they look after theirs with what they bring in, and I can't wait to see your cigars. And Tony, as soon as you know that your cigars are going to be hitting the UK, please send Matthew a message to me, and I will go and I will canvas for your cigars to be in at GQ Tobaccos. Because
thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. You're such a nice person.
I know full well that Sam, who owns GQ Tobaccos, would be so over the moon to have your cigars there in his shop and be selling them. So let me know, and I will talk to him about getting some in, because I won't smoke them as well.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for having me here. Like I say, we're family now. We get to know each other. I'm available for you guys, whatever, if you want to throw a smoke, maybe in a few months, and we get together again when I can smoke.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Most definitely.
Because being here without smoking is like, oh my god, I have all the cigars in front of me, and I say, shit, I'm surrounded by cigar here.
I know what it's like. I went 6 weeks without having a cigar, and today was the first day back, and it was like, I've missed you. I've missed you. Oh, shut up, grumpy, and sit in your corner.
Every day.
Don't you start.
Matthew. Every day.
Sit in your corner.
What do you guys? It must be nice to have a cigar over there.
Yeah. We burn it every day.
Matthew, that belongs to you, brother. I'm sending you over on a flight. That belongs to you.
I've been needing one of those. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, no, Tony, like you said, this we're part of your family. Thank you very much for having us as part of your family, and something, you're part of the Cigar Loons family, and whatever we can do to promote you and tell people about your product, we will do, because that's what we're about. It's supporting one another. Sir. No, you're more than welcome, brother. More than welcome.
The most powerful tool to sell a product is the word to word.
That's right.
It's the most powerful. I've been in Cigar Aficionado. I've been in Cigar Snob. All that you can think. Advertisement. It's fucking expensive advertisement. That's not this close of word of mouth. When when somebody tells a store, hey, I love this product, there's something, and then another guy comes in, now I have the call from the store, hey, can I open an account with you guys? That's the most powerful tool. I appreciate you guys for doing it.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely going to be trying to see if I can get him closer to home.
Yeah.
In Cleveland.
Where are you
I'm
at?
in Cleveland, Ohio.
In Ohio, I don't have any accounts in Ohio so far. Ohio requires a license now, So I got to open at least 3 to 5 accounts, in Ohio, which I already have 2 customers in Ohio very interested about my cigars. But we're working on that. Anyways, you can get them online, always.
Yeah, man. I will.
Yeah.
I will talk to the people that I see regularly when I go into the shops.
Yeah, thank you so much. Even if the brand is not there, that will help.
All right, absolutely, man.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, guys. And
I will say mine to finish off. So stay smoky, everyone. Matthew.
Well, I haven't come up with anything better yet, so don't start none, won't be none. Even though nobody listens to me, everybody's always starting something.
Never.
But Tony, it's been such a pleasure talking to you so much. Thank you for your time and your generosity, and we are definitely now at the very least email pals. So we'll talk again soon, brother.
Yeah, let's do it again. And when that new special cigar is coming in, I'll ship you guys. You send me an email, Matthew, with the size of all of them, and I will send for the next time. I ask my guys to ship the new cigars with some other cigar you haven't tried, with the T-shirt and the hat. So you
awesome,
guys,
brother.
Do this again.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And just your time has been wonderful. Grumpy?
Yeah,
thank
man.
you so much, guys. It's a pleasure for me, and thank you for doing this. This definitely helps a lot, both the customers and our side. That I set up this business thinking as a customer. My main goal is the best product I can have for the less money I can pay. So that's my promise to the people. If you pay $9-10 for a cigar, you're gonna be smoking a $12 or $15 cigar. That's my promise to the people, and that's what I live by.
We love it.
Yeah. Again, the time, it's appreciated. The way you've been so open, your story. You've answered questions that without even having to ask. You've made this a very easy evening as far as that goes. And it's all greatly appreciated. Looking forward to a part 2 of this, most definitely. And as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the gang. And
yes, sir.
I always close it out by telling everybody that I love all of you. Abba Father loves you too. But if he's not driving your bus, you better change seats because you might be fixing to crash.
Yes, sir.
Until we meet again, my brother, I wish you well.
Same here. Thank you, guys.
And of course, we are live next week. We're live next week at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, and also midnight in the UK. And we're going to be joined by another guest from the cigar industry. So keep your eyes open, and we will reveal who we've got next week on Instagram. So stay tuned. And yet again, Tony, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
And yes, sir.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Have a great night.
But we will catch you all next week. We will.
Yes,
and
sir.
Enjoy.
From the depths of the internet, my podcast did arise. A trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. and infectious glee. They've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family, united by cigars, a brotherhood free. Invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the cigar loons never fail to prevail. They've got the knowledge, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join the affair. The cigar loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the cigar loons never fail to prevail.